Lee, there's been a lot of talk about video technology and refereeing in sport at the moment, particularly with VAR being in place at the World Cup. How important has the use of video technology been in squash over the years?
I think it's been really important. I mean, for a sport like squash, we introduced video review a good few years ago now, or it seems a long time ago, and that to us was quite a big decision, but one that we felt as though we had the technology there, and Squash TV got to the point where we felt as though we could introduce it from an official point of view. And it will continue to be really important to the sport moving forward, and an area that we're looking to expand all the time.
Yeah, I think it's helped the game enormously, to be honest. With we're looking for a fair outcome each and every rally. Referees are human. We get some decisions wrong. Gives the players an opportunity to try to rectify that decision.
So it gives you that chance to just sit back a little bit and have a look at the video, and the players get to look at the video as well.
Yeah.
So it's very calming for them because they can actually see what we're seeing, and hopefully, they won't always, but they hopefully at least agree with the outcomes of it.
And sometimes, quite often they can see that we're right sometimes as well.
So the video ref's got a really important part to play in the game now. Coming from like one official, all of a sudden we've got another set of eyes which can give a view. When we get a decision wrong, great to show the replay on TV, the crowd, the players, the referees, we can all see what's actually gone on, right? Because in real time there's so much going on now in the game, in the men's and women's game. There's a leg out here, there's this there, there's the ball is flying about, so it just gives us a little bit of time to do some self-reflection.
Yeah.
Probably what the spectators and the people watching don't realise as much is that we are in communication with one another, and that can be great for us because you're not isolated on your own. There are actually two of us working together, and I always say the video referee is as important as the match referee.
We analyse it, the movement of both the players, where the ball is, so all the dynamics of the process from a referee is the same obviously in the video referee. It's just slow motion, the different camera angles, especially the overhead.
Yeah.
The overhead, that just tells us so much information, because where we sat in the crowd, we can't see the depth.
You don't always get that right perspective, do you?
We don't.
The depth
We
position is difficult sometimes, particularly when two players are stood one behind and one in front.
And the trickle, like when someone plays that trickle post and when someone's stuck and someone, can they reach it?
It can be a stroke or a yes leg, can't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're tossing about on three decisions on that.
And our perspective, and now they can just let's have a look at the distance, and hopefully that type of decision we are getting better at.
And how much of an effect on player dissent has video technology had?
I think it's had a huge impact. Going back to through the years, and certainly back in my era and the eras before, I think there was a certain frustration from players. As we all know, squash is a really tough sport to officiate. I think we all understand that the referees at certain points have got a thankless task. I think the players nowadays should take a lot of credit from the fact that the game is, in my opinion, a lot cleaner, a lot more free-flowing, and I think the way that the players play the sport now is a huge credit to them. We're working a lot more closely with the referees and the players, and using the technology and all the tools that we've got nowadays in being able to watch matches back, find out the key areas that will make the sport ultimately a lot more viewable. And that's it's a process that we're just at the start of. We understand that. We've got a lot of work to do with referees. We've got only a few referees around the world who are in those positions, and that's something that we're trying to address. But it's a process, and we're only at the start of that process.
I certainly think if you look back on a day's play and a day's matches, the percentage of final wrong decisions is a lot less than it used to be before we had the video referee.
But the good thing there, I mean, and I think it's all this mind games here. The players are going on court, like you said from the start, they're calmer because they know that they've got that option, and that option wasn't there 5 years ago. So, you know, I would like to show some videos of some of the shenanigans of some of these players 5-6 years ago, because they were going bonkers, weren't they? They were going bonkers, and there's a level between entertainment and stepping our mark, code of conduct, dissent, and all that.
But they weren't getting satisfied.
No,
either, were they?
So they were walking around, and 4 or 5 shots later, you know, they were still. What about that? Right? Whereas today now, lots of the players, you know, we see the video, they accept it. Whether they agree with it, who knows? But they accept it, and
how many times do we have to use conduct on dissent these days?
No.
Not very often at all, really, because they've got that option there.
And obviously, football now adopted it. It's also used in rugby and tennis. In a wider sense, how much of a place do you think video technology has in world-class sport?
I mean, it's going to be, you know, it's going to take over in a lot of ways, and you know, we see it playing a huge part in our sport moving forward. You know, our biggest sort of our biggest thing that's holding us back really is the financial aspect of you know, what these type of technologies bring to sports, and how much it costs to bring them in and introduce them.
I think you've got to have it. It's sport's so professional these days that you have to have the right result, and soccer. I'm supposed to say football, aren't I?
Soccer.
It just shows up, these dives and that sort of thing, that referees, very difficult for them to see on the field. And if the technology is there that can be used and it's quick and it doesn't hold up the game, why not?
That's the essential.
Why would you not
holding
use
up
it?
the game?
Yeah.
In any sport, you don't want anything.
But it is
held up
part of
too
the
often.
entertainment, you know. Rugby union, rugby league, they go, is it a try? You know, try or no try. You know, and they give. And does it take so long? Does it take? You know, it's part of the entertainment. I think its key isn't it? It doesn't take so long.
Yeah,
But can we?
The professionalism now requires a correct decision.
Yeah.
And the video can do it. And like you say, we're not always going to get things right. We've got human eyes. The video's there, it shows it.
And
it has to be used.
in every sport, the stakes are high. The stakes
millions
are
of
massive
dollars.
in any sport,
Millions of dollars,
squash, whatever. So my God, you need to use everything you can. And what a great help it's been to us in squash.
Mention the list of things that you'd like to bring in should things progress on the financial. What are you able to expand on what they are?
I think you know, we want to get better at being able to you know, prove whether a ball's bounced twice, for instance. That's one thing which I think is, as a viewer, you know, we've taken a step to be able to try and show when the ball bounces twice. I know it's, you know, there's been occasions within matches where, you know, when referees or players haven't been able to use the video technology, there's been very obvious occasions where either a referee or a player, you know, hasn't seen the incident, and we've been able to show it very clearly on TV. The slight problem is that once you introduce that as a technology within the sport, you've got to accept that, you know, at certain times in certain, you know, the cameras that we use, you know, our flaws, all these different things come into it, and it's not conclusive, you know. But we have taken the step to try and eradicate the real obvious ones where either a ball's bounced twice or it's been called down and the ball's been quite obviously good. And I think, you know, what we've done has gone a long way to achieve that. But I do find it very frustrating when you know, we go to the screen and we can't conclusively prove whether the ball's bounced twice or not. So that's certainly one area, and the other area is the outlines. You know, I think we need to get to the stage very quickly where if a ball touches that line or goes beyond it, we can again conclusively prove that it's done that. And at this moment in time, you know, we can't. Generally, through the restrictions of the number of cameras we've got, the on-site equipment that we've got, there's a lot of lines around the squash court that is sometimes difficult. You know, it's easy to forget that, and every sort of inch of every line needs covering if, you know, we're going to be able to prove every time a ball goes near it, if it's conclusively in or out.
The front wall one is perfect for those pickups, though, isn't it? Because as you said, with two bodies in front of you, a crowd, signage, all that sort of thing, sometimes those pickups you just can't
It's
see.
a lottery.
And we rely a lot on the players, to be honest, on those as well. But again, the video now shows whether they're honest or not, doesn't it? And that front wall camera really gives that great view.
Could we get to the stage where the line calls we can get a bit of help with those?
Lines and tins,
Yeah.
tin calls.
That would be brilliant if we could get that. Like
Hawkeye like tennis. Something
yeah,
like that would
Hawkeye,
be,
which obviously been trialled
fantastic.
in parts before, only for a few years ago. But I think I would hope that's on its way. I would hope.